Hey, good girl.
Sorry about putting Jess at the front. She's just so cute. I wanted her to be my thumbnail. I try to make it look all surprising and wonderful because YouTube's 10 today. Congratulations. But every time I jumped into screen and went, happy birthday, I came across really inappropriately aggressive.
Man, I got some stubble coming up around here.
Not only is YouTube 10 today, we also had 10 views on one of our videos, and I feel like PewDiePie right now, like off the chain, bro. We're not gonna carry on enjoying making these videos if you keep asking me moral questions like that, because I really don't want to answer that question. I'll sit down. If we meet up, we'll meet up and we will record the video recording of us having that moral debate. That I can do. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, recording and recording, because my IQ's through the roof. Quick thing, you may have noticed that I'm now in a kitchen. This is actually my parents' digs, which is quite nice and lovely. For one reason. One, I can act like a buffoon and nobody cares.
Nice, you good girl. Muy good girl. Come on.
I don't think anyone noticed. Swearing. Yes. I've had a brilliant idea on the swearing front due to YouTube celebrating his 10th birthday. Congratulations again, guys. I think it would be really great if instead of swear words, we used famous YouTubers. I'm a bit of a YouTube-y, someone who loves watching YouTube, and I think you're a bit of a YouTube-y as well. So I think we could use some nice YouTubers as swear words. I'm sure no one would mind. I can't see it being a big issue. Possibly. First one. Instead of saying F-bomb, or the F word, or whatever you want to say, we're going to say Mojo, as in like Watch Mojo, which is one of my favorite YouTube channels. They do top 10s and everything. I'll put a link in the box below for anyone who doesn't know who they already are. So, for example, Mother Mojo! Mother Mojo. Second swear word. What we're going to do is, instead of the C word, which I don't use a lot anyway, because my mum beats me up wherever I am for using it. Like, seriously, I was in France and she jumped out from behind a croissant and beat me up. For the C word, what we're going to use is Rickroll, because every time that video happens, that's typically the word everyone seems to scream, because no one likes to get rickrolled. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Down, never turn around and desert you. I never gonna admit I don't know the words. They're the only two swear words I've got right now, so I would totally take recommendations from you. You just have to use YouTube as either the words or them. The one I really want to use is Chocolate Rain, but I really don't know how you'd use that in a swear word. The only example I've got that we could use for Chocolate Rain is that if something dramatic's happening in the distance, and then like a tsunami or something, and it's coming over, and then you'd be like, chocolate rain. At what point during our videos are we going to get hit by a tsunami? I mean, just saying, it's rare. Chocolate rain. Chocolate rain. Chocolate rain. Now the swear word idea is out of the way, I can talk to you about books, because I love books. Okay, Lord of the Flies, Macbeth, I'm happy that you've already read. Blood Brothers you haven't already read, but you haven't read it. But more importantly, you didn't act out a scene from Blood Brothers, which is kind of annoying because that's the thing I wanted to see you do. And don't get all embarrassed about it. You basically put a slut drop of me on the internet and I haven't cried or winced about it, so please act out a scene from Blood Brothers. Preferably the end scene when, it all kicks off, because you'd ruin it for a lot of people. Quick reference as well that you should quote Batman or do not quote Batman. You should not try to quote Batman. On to the more important question, which is, of course, GTA and why I was kicking off. I think the reason that I was mainly kicking off is that games when I was a kid basically let you get to the end of the castle and then find out that it was all for nothing and didn't affect me mentally anyway. For example, I would be fine with a 7 or 9-year-old playing Halo, which involves a lot of killing and a lot of shooting. I would also possibly be fine with them playing Call of Duty. That's just like modern Call of Duties. The old Call of Duties where it was like kind of actually serious and you actually had to kill people and you wasn't basically Halo but with humans. Yeah, you shouldn't play those. Don't buy them. Don't buy them. But then when you have a game like Call of Duty that lets you kill Nazi zombies, I mean, is that then okay? Like, for example, I probably wouldn't let a 7-year-old play Sims. That's not even remotely violent. Well, I guess it can be. Make Sims violent? At the end of the day, it comes down to the parent's relationship with the child and letting that child play the game. I mean, if you want to let your child play an 18-year-old game, then that's fine. For me, I think personally I would review the game before letting them play it. Like GTA, Wolfenstein, 1 or 2 Call of Duties. That's just a beginning list. I haven't actually got a kid, so making this list is kind of pointless, but you get the idea. However, if you're not fussed and you're just kind of like, well, it seems to let my child enjoy their free time and spend it killing Nazi zombies, which I'm sure no one would ever disagree is bad. I mean, do you lose has-been points for killing people? And if you do, does that stem to Nazi zombies? I don't know. I think the point is really that regardless of the game and regardless of your own views of the game, it's just all down to whether the parent's cool letting their child play that game. As you can probably tell, I don't have children. I'm so happy you asked me a question I could answer, or at least try to answer with my terrible opinions and not actually having children. But yeah, I don't think I would let my child play an 18-year-old game. Well, not an 18-year-old game, if an 18-year-old game's kind of cool and, you know, not particularly violent and not able to let them choose options that are quite extreme. Like, for example, Viva Pinata, I would let my children play. That game is awesome. So cool. And like World of Warcraft, I probably wouldn't let them play? I don't know. See, this is hard. Brainwave! What I'm gonna do is that whenever this subject gets brought up, if I'm ever lucky enough to actually have children, I'm gonna tell them to ask their mother. I hope there's a bunch of Star Wars nerds out there who got that reference. They better get that reference. On the Reading the Humans front, by the way, I'm not against reading it, and I'm not saying that I will never read it. I'm just saying that you keep recommending that I read it, but you haven't given me the book to read. This is terrible. And I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a book. Like, if it's free on Kindle, or if I can get it at a library, I'm going for it. Oh, that just made me sound like a real tight ass. A real tight ass. Oh, I just said ass. Is ass a swear word if I could just have said bottom instead? I don't know. So many questions. I have a really wobbly face. It wasn't particularly funny, but hopefully a bit more informative. And hello to anyone who's out there who's unfortunate enough to stumble across these horrible videos. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Say goodbye, Jess. Bye.
You're a good girl. Oh, you're a good girl. Yes, you are. You're so fat. Yes, you are. You're so poopy. You're like a mammoth. A big woolly mammoth.
Chocolate rain. Chocolate rain. Chocolate rain.